In this tutorial, we'll discuss how to use alerts function in BSC Designer Professional so that you could keep your team informed about important changes in the indicators in your scorecard. So here I am on Alerts tab in BSC Designer, and from this screen I can create various notifications that the software can send to the members of my team by email. So a general way to approach these alerts is actually very straightforward, very simple. So we can create new alert here, and we have some setting tabs below. The general settings like name, where we want to apply this alert, what event is causing this alert. So I have here three different event types. So it can be a change in the value of the indicator. The change can be explained as any change or specific change in terms of when the value of indicator is more or less than certain value, where it is where it fits into some interval, these things. And it can also be explained as a comparison to the stoplight. So we can say that, okay, all indicators with red stoplight should trigger this alert, or we can also use comparative here. So for example, everything that is not green should generate this alert. And on final tab, we need to configure who will receive this notification. And actually, when you're using BSC Designer Professional, that's the most tricky part for the configuration. And here you have two options. I will need to explain you more in the details. We need to enter in Tools, Application option, and Teamwork tab. So on this tab, we can decide how exactly we are planning to send these notifications to our team. So one option, the easiest one, the most recommended one, is to connect to your account at BSC Designer Online. It's easier because if I connect to my account, the only thing that I need to do is to connect to my account. That's it. So later, when I will add here a person who wants to receive, who need to receive this alert, I will just pick the right person from this list that is downloaded from my account in BSC Designer Online, and that person will receive this alert notification. In a case with this option, when to provide teamwork functionality, I'm going to use current computer, the settings are a little bit different. So instead of just entering the credentials for my account in BSC Designer Online, I need to do two important things. First of all, I need to specify data for my mail server. So you're supposed to have your data for a mail server. Normally it's not a problem in any organization, but make sure that you have an access to this data. And also additional, disadvantage in that you will need to have a list of name and email for the members of your team. So that's how you need to be prepared in this case. Okay, so that's the difference in these settings. But in terms of alerts, it will still be the same interface. And now, depending on the options that you have chosen, the software will deal with these alerts a little bit different. If you have chosen the way to generate alerts with BSC Designer Online, if you have connected to account in BSC Designer Online, then the software will suggest you to save your scorecard in BSC Designer Online account. So you can start working here in BSC Designer Professional, but later, when you finish, you will need to check out your scorecard back to the BSC Designer Online account. Why the software asks you to do this? Because In a cloud, it's easier to track all the changes. So whatever change you do in cloud, it's checked automatically, and the software knows when this change happened and can send you a notification by email in this case. If you used the second option, which is a local computer, then the software will be able to send notifications only when you're inside this software. So normally that's the case. Normally you open this tool, normally you introduce some data in the KPI step and do some changes. And when you will introduce these changes, when you save this scorecard, the respective alerts will be sent out. So I think that's all what I wanted to share. From my experience, the configuration of Teamwork tab in the case of using current computer might be something trickier. So give it a try to the server parameters of your organization, and you can always use this button to send some test email to make sure that everything is working properly.